Welcome to my channel Liberty Old Coin, and thank you for being here today for coin history and story in a world where small details can quietly change lives. History often hides its greatest stories in the most unexpected places. Let's get started. Today's story is one of those rare moments where time, craftsmanship, and legacy come together. It is not about chance or luck alone, but about understanding why certain objects rise above the ordinary and become symbols of pride, wealth, and history for collectors around the world. Now let us focus on one single coin, not a collection and not multiple pieces. This story is about one Canadian 5-cent coin dated 1975, bearing the portrait of Queen ElizabethII and marked with the mysterious KG mint mark, a detail that has captured the attention of serious collectors and investors alike. This coin was created during a period when Canada was refining its national identity through its currency. By 1975, Queen ElizabethII had already become a long-standing symbol of stability and continuity across the Commonwealth. The Royal Canadian Mint was producing coins that were not only meant for daily use, but also designed to reflect precision, heritage, and lasting value. The 1975 Canadian 5-cent coin carries the iconic image of Queen ElizabethII on the obverse, representing authority, tradition, and a historical era that shaped modern Canada. On the reverse, the familiar Beaver design stands proudly, symbolizing hard work, resilience, and the foundation of Canadian history. Together, these designs form a powerful narrative in metal. What makes this particular coin stand out is the KG mint mark, a feature that immediately separates it from standard circulation pieces. Mint marks are never random. They represent special production conditions, limited runs, or unique minting processes that collectors actively search for. The KG mark has become a point of fascination because it signals rarity and exclusivity. This coin was made at a time when minting techniques were evolving, and quality control was becoming increasingly refined. Coins with special mint marks from this era often show sharper details, stronger strikes, and superior finishes. These qualities dramatically increase desirability among collectors who value both visual appeal and historical significance. Collectors around the world are constantly hunting for coins like this because they represent a bridge between everyday currency and elite collectible status. The 1975 ElizabethII 5-cent coin with the KG mint mark is not just a piece of metal. It is a snapshot of Canadian minting history preserved in near-perfect form. Demand for this coin has steadily grown as more people become aware of its unique characteristics. Numismatists, investors, and history enthusiasts all compete for the same limited supply. This competition is exactly what drives strong market interest and pushes values higher over time. What truly elevates this coin is its condition. When preserved well, with clear details and minimal wear, its presence becomes commanding. Coins like this are often professionally graded and sealed, which further enhances their status and unlocks their highest potential value in the marketplace. In private sales and collector circles, this coin is spoken of with respect. It is not uncommon for serious buyers to wait years for an opportunity to acquire a genuine example with the KG mint mark. That patience speaks volumes about its importance and perceived worth. The maximum value of this single 1975 Canadian 5-cent ElizabethII KG mint mark coin can reach $5,000 or even higher when found in top-grade condition, especially if professionally certified. Exceptional examples have the potential to push beyond expectations when two determined collectors compete for ownership. This is exactly why so many people are motivated to search old collections, inherited boxes, and forgotten drawers. One small coin, overlooked by many, can quietly hold the power to transform a collection or become a valuable asset for the future. This coin was made not just to circulate, but to last. Its metal composition, Detailed engraving and special marking ensure that it survives as a historical artifact long after its original purpose faded. That longevity is a major reason collectors trust its long-term value. Owning this coin is about more than money. It is about holding a tangible connection to Canada's past, to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and to a moment when craftsmanship mattered deeply. Every edge and detail tells a story that paper currency simply cannot. As interest in classic Commonwealth coins continues to grow globally, pieces like this are gaining recognition far beyond Canada. International collectors now see these coins as undervalued treasures with strong upward potential. If you already have this coin, preserving it properly could be one of the smartest decisions you make. Proper storage, professional grading, and patience can unlock its full power in the collector market. For those still searching, remember that great discoveries often come to those who look carefully and understand what others overlook. This single 1975 Canadian 5-cent ElizabethII KG coin stands as proof that even the smallest denomination can carry extraordinary value. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep believing in the hidden power of history. Because sometimes the smallest coin can tell the biggest story and reward those who recognize it first. Next coin, the Canadian 5-cent 1980 ElizabethII coin with the KG mint mark, represents a fascinating chapter in modern Canadian numismatic history, combining royal imagery, national symbolism, and a special marking that has drawn growing attention from collectors around the world. This coin was issued during a period when Canada was strengthening its identity through refined coinage, and Queen Elizabeth II's portrait had become a familiar and trusted symbol of continuity, stability, and heritage across the Commonwealth. The year 1980 itself is important because it sits at the crossroads between older traditional minting practices and more modern production techniques, making coins from this era especially interesting to serious collectors who study transitions in design, metal quality, and strike precision. The KG mint mark is the feature that immediately elevates this coin beyond ordinary circulation examples. Mint marks are closely watched by collectors because they often indicate special production runs, experimental processes, or limited issues that were never meant to be produced in massive numbers. This particular mint mark has become a talking point in collector communities because it separates the coin from standard 1985-cent pieces, giving it an identity of its own within the wider Canadian coin series. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II appears with calm authority, reflecting the era of her reign and Canada's strong ties to the crown. The portrait style used during this period emphasizes clarity and realism, qualities that collectors deeply appreciate. The reverse design featuring the iconic Canadian Beaver reinforces national pride and historical continuity. The beaver has long symbolized perseverance and craftsmanship, values that align perfectly with the coin's growing reputation among collectors. Although this coin was produced as legal tender, examples carrying the KG mint mark are far more elusive than regular issues. This scarcity is one of the strongest forces driving its present and future value. As awareness continues to spread through online platforms, auctions, and collector forums, demand for this coin has steadily increased. More collectors are now actively searching for it, especially in high-grade condition. The current market value of the Canadian 5-cent 1980 ElizabethII KG mint mark coin varies depending on condition, but strong examples are already selling for impressive amounts. Well-preserved pieces can command prices in the range of $300 to $900 in today's collector market. Coins that are professionally graded and sealed often achieve even higher results, as certification provides trust, authenticity, and a clear quality benchmark for buyers willing to pay a premium. The maximum selling potential at this time can reach around $1,500 when an exceptional example appears at auction and attracts competitive bidding from multiple collectors. Looking ahead, the future value of this coin shows strong upward potential. As more pieces disappear into private collections and long-term holdings, the available supply continues to shrink. This limited supply, combined with increasing global interest in Commonwealth coins, creates the perfect environment for long-term appreciation. Coins with unique mint marks historically perform very well as time passes. In the future, it is entirely possible for top-grade examples of this coin to reach values of $3,000 to $5,000 as collector demand intensifies and fewer pristine pieces remain on the open market. Second coin Canadian 5-cent 1995 ElizabethII coin with the KG marking is a piece that many collectors are talking about more and more, not just because it is a piece of Canadian culture, but because history, scarcity perception, and collector enthusiasm are all driving interest in it. This coin was struck in 1995 by the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the iconic Beaver on the reverse, symbols that represent not just a denomination of money, but the identity of Canada at that time. $4+1. When it was built, the purpose of this coin was the same as any circulation piece, to serve everyday commerce across the nation. But what gives this coin its special story is how time has treated it and how collectors around the world have begun to see it as something much more than pocket change. $4. The initials KG on the coin are often mistaken for a mysterious mint mark, but in many cases they represent the mark of the designer or engraver, linking the coin to its artistic heritage. That connection to a known creator instantly gives it a narrative many collectors find intriguing. Numismatics. Right now, millions of people have held this coin in their hands over the years, and while exact buyer numbers can't be known, there is a growing niche of numismatists, coin enthusiasts, actively seeking out pieces like this for their collections, driven by a desire to preserve modern Canadian coinage. Online auction listings show dozens of interest and bids whenever rare or well-preserved examples appear for sale, indicating a strong base of enthusiasts. eBay. The current market value for a 1995 Canadian 5-cent coin in regular circulation condition can already be significantly above face value when the coin is in particularly strong preservation, with some listings showing it selling for a few dollars up to more when demand peaks. PCGS. Why is that so? The history behind this coin adds layers of meaning. In 1995, coin production still relied heavily on traditional minting processes, and every piece was individually struck with intention and precision. The continuing fascination with Queen Elizabeth II's long reign adds to its appeal, connecting collectors to a historical era that is now closed. $4. Many of the people who want to buy this coin today are not casual passers-by, but serious enthusiasts, collectors, and investors who monitor auctions, coin forums, and collector networks. Some of them will pay premium prices for examples that show crisp detail and minimal wear. Collectors especially look for coins that are brilliant, uncirculated, or professionally graded, because those coins tell the clearest historical story and stand as time capsules from 1995. CanadianCoins. At the time of recording, the maximum value that well-preserved or rare certified examples of the 1995 5-cent piece can fetch at auction or in private sales routinely enters the double digits of dollars and frequently hits numbers well above standard listings, particularly when the coin is graded by collectors. PCGS. But that is just the beginning. As more coins from this era are held in collections and fewer remain in the active market, scarcity perception grows. As that happens, serious collectors are predicting a future where demand far outstrips supply, driving values even higher. Imagine a future where top-grade examples of this coin could be chased by collectors around the world, pushing prices well into the hundreds of dollars or more for pristine specimens when auction excitement and bidding wars unfold. This is not wishful thinking. It is a logical trajectory based on how collectible coins have appreciated in value over time when they carry historical significance, strong demand, and limited availability. The 1995 ElizabethII coin tells a story not just of Canada's economy in the 1990s, but of craftsmanship and legacy. Collectors see in it a piece of living history, and that emotional connection fuels its market value. Every collector wants a piece of a meaningful era, and this coin sits at the center of that desire. The more people talk about it, share videos, and feature it on online marketplaces, the more its profile rises. Owning this coin today means you are ahead of the curve, recognizing its potential long before mainstream audiences fully catch on. This is where smart collecting meets strategic foresight. And because its mintage was high originally, but now many coins are stored away, damaged, or lost, the ones that remain in excellent condition are increasingly precious. As collectors seek completeness in their albums, the 1995 ElizabethII 5-cent coin with the KG mark becomes not just another piece of currency, but a sought-after treasure that tells a part of Canada's numismatic evolution. That means this coin doesn't just have value, it has momentum, history, and potential that keeps growing with every auction, every collector talk, and every careful preservation by enthusiasts. So if you hold one today, you are holding a coin that many people want, a piece whose story keeps attracting buyers, and a potential gem that could continue climbing in value as global interest in modern coinage expands. Coins like these are not just metal, they are milestones. Each one carries memory, artistry, and connection, and that is exactly what makes them valuable not just now, but in the years to come. Keep watching this coin, because it may very well become one of the most talked about modern Canadian collectible coins in any serious collection. Lost Coin Canadian 2003-5, sent ElizabethII coin with the KG mint mark, is a fascinating piece that many collectors are beginning to pay close attention to, especially as interest in modern Canadian nickels continues to rise around the world. What makes this coin exciting is not just its face value, but the story behind it and the potential it shows as a collectible that could grow in value dramatically over time. This coin was produced in the year 2003 by the RoyalCanadianMint during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, featuring her portrait on the obverse and the classic beaver design on the reverse. This beaver symbol is deeply rooted in Canada's history, representing industriousness and national identity. Although the basic 2003 nickel was minted in very large numbers, tens of millions of pieces, what distinguishes many collectors' interest is the KGInitials on the coin, which are associated with George Kruger Gray, the artist whose design elements appear on many Canadian coins and whose initials make these pieces stand out to serious collectors. CoinCollectors. The 2003 nickel was struck in nickel-plated steel, a modern composition that replaced earlier metal blends, and the Royal Canadian Mint used advanced minting techniques to ensure clear details and long-lasting coins. What this means is that while these coins originally circulated as everyday currency, they now also represent a chapter of Canadian numismatic history, a blend of traditional design and modern mint technology. Wikipedia. Because so many of these coins were originally made, over 60 million in typical circulation, standard examples in worn or circulated condition are still fairly common today. However, when a coin shows a strong strike, excellent luster, and the KG initials well-defined, It captures the attention of collectors who are always on the lookout for attractive examples that will enhance their collections. ForeignCoins. Collectors around the world are increasingly interested in coins like this. Thousands of numismatists, hobbyists, and investors track Canadian nickels, and when a rare or particularly well-preserved 2003 KG appears for sale, it can draw significant attention from buyers on platforms like coin forums, online auctions, and collector marketplaces. Even if exact buyer numbers are impossible to track, the trend toward rising interest is clear from the number of listings and discussions about these coins. Numismatics. At present, the current market value for an average circulated 2003 Canadian 5-cent coin, even with KGInitials, can range from a few dollars up to modest multiples of face value depending on condition, rarity of the specific mint mark appearance, and collector demand. Coins in brilliant, uncirculated condition can already command prices significantly higher than everyday circulation pieces. CoinCollectors. However, what really excites collectors is the potential future value. Top-grade examples, especially those that are professionally graded and sealed by leading third-party grading services, can see their price skyrocket because collectors trust certified coins and are willing to compete for the best specimens. In the right setting and with strong collector interest, rare and beautifully preserved examples could realistically reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, especially if demand continues to grow. YouTube videos and collector discussions have even speculated about top examples being worth far more when the right rarity factors and minting anomalies are confirmed. YouTube. Where can you buy such coins today? The most active marketplaces include online auction platforms, specialized coin dealers, numismatic conventions, and dedicated coin forums where sellers list their items. Some dealers also offer them through online catalogs, shipping worldwide. These are great places to both acquire and sell rare coins when the market is hot. If you already own one of these 2003 KG-marked nickels, the big question is what to do with it. For serious long-term value growth, many collectors recommend keeping the coin sealed and professionally graded, because certified coins often fetch the highest prices when sold. Sealed grading adds trust and prestige, which can dramatically increase buyer interest and final sale prices. If you ever decide to sell, the best approach is to list it with high-quality photographs, include grading information, and choose a platform with a large audience of collectors who understand the coin's potential. Private sales through reputable dealers can also attract serious buyers willing to pay premium prices. The history of this coin is not just about its date or metal. It is about a connection to Canada's lasting heritage, a blend of modern production and iconic design, and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. Every detail, from the beaver on the reverse to the KGInitials, adds narrative value that collectors appreciate. Collectors are also attracted to the story behind this coin because it represents a period in Canadian mint history when design traditions were blended with evolving mint techniques. That makes each high-quality example more than just money. It becomes a piece of art and history. The passion for collecting modern coins has grown worldwide, meaning that coins like this are no longer overlooked curiosities, but sought-after treasures that can reward those who recognize their value early. The conversation around this coin's potential continues to grow louder among numismatic communities, and as more collectors chase examples in top condition, the momentum pushes real market value higher. So if you hold a 2003 Canadian nickel with the KG mint mark, understand that you are not just holding pocket change. You are holding a collectible with real power, real interest from buyers, and real potential for significant long-term value. As time goes on and more collectors seek to complete their albums and secure rare coins, this 2003 5-cent piece could very well become one of the standout modern Canadian nickels that serious collectors will proudly showcase.